before we start, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more real-life stories of heartbreak, betrayal, and the lessons that come after. And once you hear this one, I'd love to know, what would you have done if it happened to you? Share your thoughts in the comments below. 2 years ago, I divorced my wife. I still remember the sting of the words I never wanted to hear. I can't do this anymore. I've been seeing someone else. I thought I had moved on, or at least I convinced myself I had. Life went on. I rebuilt my routines. My mornings were quiet, my evenings calmer. But nothing really prepares you for the moment the past comes crashing back to your front door in a way you'd never expect. It started with a knock at my apartment door one rainy Thursday. I wasn't expecting anyone, especially not the police. Their faces were solemn, eyes avoiding mine. "Mr. Carter?" one of them asked. "We need to speak with you regarding an ongoing investigation." My chest tightened. I'd done nothing wrong. I had nothing to hide. But the mention of her, my ex-wife, made every hair on my body stand on end. 2 years. 2 years since she left. 2 years since I had stitched myself back together, thinking I had finally closed that chapter. And now, somehow, it was flung open again. I remember sitting across from the detectives, their questions precise, almost cold. "Do you know why she would be in possession of illegal substances?" One of them asked, sliding a folder across the table. Pictures, messages, bank transfers. I could see her face, smiling, frozen in a moment I'd once believed was genuine. I blinked, confused. The betrayal I had felt before came rushing back in a wave I hadn't expected. I tried to focus, tried to understand the sequence, but it felt like everything blurred. My ex-wife, the woman I had loved and trusted completely, had not only cheated on me, she had apparently been involved in something criminal, and somehow I was being pulled in as a witness. 2 years had changed me, I thought. I had built boundaries around my heart, told myself that I would never let someone break me like that again. But here I was, trembling as I recalled the little things, the odd excuses for missed calls, the disappearing texts she said were work-related, the night she returned home smelling like perfume that wasn't mine. Back then, I blamed myself. I wonder if I had been too distant, too cold, too oblivious. But now, with these files in front of me, I realized how carefully she had hidden her double life. I remember that day she said she had a girls' weekend. I had been hesitant. Of course. But she smiled and insisted, saying it would do us both good. I hadn't known then that while I sat alone, nursing a sense of loss, she was weaving a different story, a life I wasn't allowed to see. The police left me with instructions. Don't contact her, stay alert, answer calls only from official numbers. I walked into my empty apartment that evening, the rain still hammering the windows. The quiet felt oppressive, as if it were pressing down on me. Memories of our marriage flooded back. Our first apartment, the late-night talks, the mornings when she would make coffee just the way I liked it. And beneath those memories, a sharp sting, the realization that much of it had been a lie. I tried not to let anger consume me, but it was impossible. The betrayal was layered, complicated, and it cut deeper now because it wasn't just about infidelity. It was about deception, about a life lived parallel to mine, completely hidden, and now bringing chaos back to my door. I thought about confronting her. I wanted to scream, to demand answers, to see if there was even a flicker of remorse behind those hazel eyes I once loved. But I knew better. I couldn't trust the instinct to speak. My own emotions were volatile, unsteady. The detectives were handling the legal side. My role was observation, witness, silent reckoning. Over the next few days, I sat with my thoughts. I remember the nights I cried in secret, the hope I still carried that she might change, the way my friends told me I deserved better, and now, in a twisted way, the truth seemed to vindicate those long, sleepless hours of pain. 2 years ago, I had walked away with my dignity intact. 2 years ago, I had promised myself I wouldn't let someone's betrayal define me. And though the past came back like a storm, I realized the promise still held. The heartbreak was sharp, but my strength was sharper. I didn't reach out. I didn't seek revenge. I let the law take its course and reminded myself that the person I had become could not be dragged into the shadows of her choices. Eventually, the investigation concluded. My ex-wife faced the consequences of her actions. And for me, it wasn't about victory. It was about closure. Finally, fully closing a chapter one had thought was closed. Walking away that day, I felt the weight lift. Not because justice was served, but because I had survived, intact. I still remember the rain that day. I still remember the ache, the confusion, the sting of seeing her name on a police report. But I also remember the quiet strength that rose from the ashes of betrayal. Life goes on, and so do we. The wounds don't vanish, but neither does the resilience we discover in ourselves. If you've ever faced betrayal that shook your world, I want you to know you can rise from it. You can rebuild. And sometimes the quiet, unshakable strength is the only revenge worth having. If you felt this story, don't forget to subscribe for more real-life stories like this. And drop your thoughts in the comments. What would you have done if the police showed up 2 years after your divorce?